Imagine sitting in a quiet cafe, the hum of conversations around you, when suddenly a simple waitress, tired from her long shift, leans down to take an order and, in flawless French, responds to a struggling tourist. What nobody knows is that at the next table sits a billionaire, silently watching, pen in hand. By the time she clears the table, her entire life is about to change. A folded note, a jet ticket, and an opportunity that will test not just her courage, but the depths of her dreams. Stay with me, because what happens next is something you'll never forget. Ana Rivera was not just any waitress. She was 24, working double shifts at a small but cozy downtown cafe. Her dark hair was usually tied back in a messy bun, and her hands often carried the scent of coffee beans and warm pastries. Customers came and went, rarely noticing the quiet fire in her eyes, the kind of fire that belongs to someone who once dreamed big but had been forced to live small. Once upon a time, Ana had studied languages at university. French had been her passion. She loved the elegance of it, the way it carried history and beauty in every syllable. But after her father's sudden illness and mounting medical bills, she had to quit her studies and work full-time. Every day since, she wore the same apron and the same tired smile, convincing herself she had done the right thing for her family. Still, deep down, the ache of unfinished dreams never left her. That evening, as rain tapped gently against the cafe windows, a tourist couple fumbled with their menu. The woman pointed to the croissants, mumbling in broken English, her accent clearly French. Ana noticed their struggle, leaned in, and softly said, "Vous voulez que je vous aide à choisir?" Would you like me to help you choose? The couple's faces lit up instantly. Relief washed over them, and soon Ana was speaking fluently, explaining each dish with a grace she hadn't used in years. For a moment, it felt like she wasn't just a waitress, she was herself again, alive in the beauty of the language she loved. What Ana didn't realize was that just 2 tables away, a man in an immaculate navy suit had paused his meeting to listen. His name was Richard Calloway, a billionaire investor, known for being ruthless in business but unusually private about his personal life. Richard had grown up in Paris before moving to America, and hearing Ana's perfect French stopped him cold. He didn't just hear the words, he heard her heart inside them. As Ana finished serving the tourists, Richard scribbled something quickly on his notepad, folded it with precision, and slid it beneath his empty coffee cup. Then he rose, nodded politely to the staff, and left the cafe without another word. When Ana returned to clear his table, she noticed the folded paper. Thinking it was just a tip, she opened it, and froze. Inside was not money, but a single note. Your VO. Ice carries a world you haven't yet lived. Dreams don't die unless you let them. Meet me. Tomorrow. 8 a.m. Private Terminal, Gate 3. 1 ticket awaits you. Attached to the note was a first-class jet ticket to Paris. Ana's hands trembled. Who was this man? A stranger who somehow saw what no one else did. The cafe buzzed around her, but she stood still, staring at the impossible. Could she leave? Could she risk everything? Or was this just another cruel trick of fate? Sleep escaped Ana that night. Her mind ran wild with questions, doubts, and a flicker of hope she had long buried. Was it safe? What if this Richard Calloway was dangerous? And yet, what if he wasn't? What if this was her one chance to reclaim the dreams she had sacrificed? By dawn, Ana found herself standing at the edge of the private terminal, clutching her small, worn backpack. She had packed lightly, just enough in case she dared to step onto that jet. The guards looked at her ticket, then nodded her through. And there, on the tarmac, gleamed a sleek white jet with gold insignia. Richard was already waiting inside, sipping coffee as if this were the most ordinary morning in the world. When Ana entered, nerves twisting in her stomach, he greeted her warmly. "Good morning, Mademoiselle Rivera," he said in French, testing her reaction. Her eyes widened. "You know my name?" Richard smiled faintly. "I know more than you think. I heard you yesterday. That wasn't just French, it was passion. People don't speak like that unless they love what they're saying. I don't invest in businesses. I invest in people. And you, Anna, have a gift that's been locked away too long. Tears pricked Anna's eyes. No one had spoken to her like that in years. No one had reminded her that she was more than a waitress. But doubt clawed at her. Why me? You don't even know me. Richard leaned forward. Because I've been where you are. I was once a boy in Paris, with nothing but a suitcase and a dream. Someone gave me a chance, and it changed everything. Now, I want to do the same for someone who deserves it. And I think that someone is you. The plane roared, ready for takeoff. Anna looked out the window, heart pounding. Ahead of her lay Paris, the city she had once dreamed of studying in, the city where she believed her life might truly begin. Behind her lay the café, her debts, her sacrifices, and the fear that had chained her for years. At that moment, she realized the note wasn't really about Paris. It was about courage. About stepping into the unknown even when her hands shook. Anna took a deep breath, wiped her tears, and whispered, "Let's go." The jet lifted into the clouds, and with it, Anna's life began to rise too. By the time Anna's feet touched Parisian soil, she wasn't just a waitress anymore, she was a woman who dared to believe again. And sometimes, that's all it takes, one voice, one chance, one leap of faith. Because dreams never die. They only wait for us to be brave.